Last time also money was given for jail money.
Come.
Look in front, look in front. On the line.
That's the same side. Even here it is also like that. I guess they were divided up into sections.
Only because of the founding fathers whose efforts have borne fruit today. Let us offer a prayer to the Almighty to shower His blessings on the founding fathers, the Irish Christian brothers who laid the foundation stone of the school and whose hard work and initial struggle has made it possible for us to be in the position that we are in today. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Help us to obey your will, listen to your voice, and walk in your path, so that our sustained efforts may lead our school to even greater glory. Old, now and always. This is our prayer to you. Place them on your eyes and
School is our second home. A very good morning to each and everyone present here. Today, we all have gathered here. It's been a long journey for the school since March 9, 1925 up till present to successfully complete its 83 years of glory and successful record. On the first day, 42 boys were admitted to this institution. The school began at 9 a.m. with a staff of 6, that is, 4 brothers and 2 lay teachers. And today, it is a full-fledged school from nursery to class 12, where over 15 academics, sports or any cultural activity. The students of this prestigious institution have always excelled in each and every globule to keep up the name and fame of St. Edward's. This institution is not just meant to impart books, knowledge and simple education to its students, but its main aim is to impart and instill in its students an all-round education based on spiritual values. St. Edward's develops one of our most esteemed alumni, Dr. Basler, who is a 1963 pass out and is presently the president and CEO of the sanitarium. Incidentally, on behalf of St. Edward's, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. Thus, to conclude with my speech, I would like to say that St. Edward's has done a lot for its students, and the students should be ever ready to help and serve the school so that the flag of St. Edward's may always be.
As I walked down from the main road, there was obviously, as was just mentioned, a flood of memories that came through. Walking down from there with a heavy haversack of books. And then coming down and dealing with the classes. And the one fear that consistently seemed to fill my mind was, I didn't do my Hindi homework. And I have frequently said that then I'm sure some of my alumni will remember the name. We had a Mr. Shastri who was the Hindi teacher. Do you recollect him? And I'd get into trouble when the class started, and then I'd get kicked out of class, and I'd have to stand outside. And my principal, Brother P.B. Walsh, made it a point to walk by that class just at the point in time when I'd get kicked out. And I'd invariably get into trouble. And one day he got really fed up. And he took me into the principal's office, which was the same level as the class. And he took me in there, and he had pretty well had enough of me. So he bent me over the chair and he gave me 6 of the best. He came out, I just ran to the little sports room, I picked up a football, and I put it on top of one of the steps, and I sat on top of that football and started to rotate around to ease some of the pain. And the next thing was, Brother P.B. Walsh walked around the corner again. But he had the grace this time to smile at me and not take me back. I remember in this little area which is all pakka now, at one point there was this little fad where everyone could come in the early morning, in fact come in 30 minutes in advance and play marbles. And Brother Walsh didn't like the fact that a public school should have boys playing marbles. And so he put a ban on that. And I still remember the chap who had collected a whole lot of marbles had to give all of this up. And then we had a teacher. She used to teach us music, Miss Roberts, bless her dear heart. She used to live all the way over near Baluganj, but she never traveled by bus. she would come walking. And whichever school she went to, she walked. Dear, dear lady. And my mother decided that I needed to take piano lessons from Miss Roberts. But I had a little problem there, and that was that my piano lessons were the first half of the lunch break. And the second half of the lunch break, I had to go through that huge pile of sandwiches that my mother would make for me. And I'd stand up here near the railing up here and have to eat those sandwiches even as I watched some of my other friends and colleagues practicing on the hockey field. And strangely enough, there was an eagle here that for some reason thought those sandwiches tasted really good. And it would swoop down, attack me up there at the railing, and for certain swipe one or two of my sandwiches. And usually I was happy to get rid of a couple of sandwiches. There were too many anyway. Today, we gather here to turn the clock back. We gather here to think of those that laid the foundation stones of our alma mater, that laid it so that each one of us, only a few represented up here this morning, but where thousands upon multi-hundreds of thousands have stepped into professionalism. I like the way that my senior colleague read those little thoughts out about the founders that laid these stones for us. And the fact remains that from this educational institution have risen many, many a leading citizen. My colleague, Mr. Kapildev, was just telling me 3 judges in the High Court today are ex-Edwardians. My colleagues and friends seated up here have progressed in life and professionalism to deal